and welcome to Glenn Favreau Kitchen. In this series, I'll be making food from my favourite films. One of them is, of course, Chef, hence why the series is called Glenn Favreau's Kitchen. Jon Favreau, Glenn Favreau. So, today we're going to be making our own version of the pasta dish that is seen in Chef, which Carl cooks for Scarlett Johansson's character. So, the ingredients we're going to have are olive oil. Any herbs will do, but my personal ones I'm using are chives and the name's just escaped my head. That's a bit embarrassing. But anyway, salt, lemon juice, cheese, obviously pasta, and some, like, you can use bacon or something like that, but I'm using chorizo or any spiced sausage will do. So let's get cooking. Sage, that's it, sage. So yeah, I'm gonna start off by getting the pasta ready, which I'm using spaghetti, classic. But first, quick tip is to boil some water. So I'll just put that on to boil. But for that, once it's boiled, we're gonna put this in a pan, and then we're gonna boil it up. And I add a bit of salt to the pan before boiling up the water. So yeah, now that the water in the kettle's now almost boiled, what I'm now going to do is just switch on the heat, which isn't working, so switch on the stove. And then what I want to do is turn this right up so it's really hot, so the already boiling water is like really warm for that. So now that the water is on a rolling boil, what I'm going to do is just put in a sprig of sage to, well, I've now turned the heat right down and it's on a nice rolling boil. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the pasta, which I said spaghetti. This is just for one, so I'm going to get the pasta for one. And then just put this but when we're cooking this, we don't want to cook it all the way through like you normally would, because we want this to be al dente, so it's a bit of bite to it. So just leave that to cook, to boil. And now, because once it's cooked, we're gonna toss it in a sort of sauce we're making. You can either, like, this is what the other herbs are for. As I said, I'm using sage and chives, but you can use whatever you want. And if you don't really have time to do all the herb aspects, you can obviously use ready-made pesto or something like that in the dish. So, but as I said, I'm using chives and sage. Literally, the pasta's boiling and is almost ready. This has only been on for like 2 minutes and it's almost done. So I'm just going to switch that off and then go back to making this. So get your herbs, and then try if you can use a normal knife, or you can use one of these ones to chop up the herbs. So this is almost done, nice and fine. So what I'm about to do is just quickly. So now what I'm going to do is just check some of the pasta. See how that's doing. Yeah, as you can see, it's got some bend in it, but still got a nice bite to it. Whereas if you did it with cooked it normal way, it would be really bendy. So now I'm gonna take out the sage sprig that I put in. So now what I'm going to do is switch the heat back on and put a little bit of olive oil in. And then you don't want to put all the herbs you're going to use in, but just like good amount, like about that much. Just put that in. The chorizo or your variant of choice, just roughly cut that up. So now that this is ready, we're going to add some of it to the pan with the herbs that are cooking. Now that the chorizo and herbs are just slowly cooking off in the oil, we can go and prepare the cheese that we're going to add into it, then put some of it over the top. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grate some cheese to, as I said, stir into it and then to serve on top. So now I'm just going to start grating some cheese. So now I've finished grating cheese, I'm also going to add some of that to the sauce that is cooking. Now that all this is cooking up, I'm going to get the pasta that we cooked earlier and then add this back into it with the rest of the stuff. I'm just going to stir the pasta into the sauce. Now taking that off the heat. And this is where I'm going to add some of the lemon juice. You want quite a, not too much though, but you just want enough to add a extra flavour. Now this is almost done. Just going to add some of the cheese. So now what you're gonna want to do is get a bowl, obviously, and then you're gonna get the pasta, and you're gonna pour that into the bowl. Now you're going to get the leftover herbs and chorizo. Just gently mix that in. And then the rest of the cheese you're just going to want to put on like that. Maybe mix that in a bit and then just garnish. So yeah, that's the cooking over. So now I'm gonna try the dish that we've made. So I really enjoyed that. I'm going to give myself a pat on the back. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more Glenn Favreau kitchen episodes, be sure to like or comment down below. And some of you may be wondering, oh, this isn't that nerdy. Well, I consider it is, since Chef. I'm extremely nerdy when it comes to the film Chef, so that's why I decided to do this. And this is leading up to a Christmas special where I'll be making something. So that's why I decided to start the series, to kind of gauge where people are for whether I should do a Christmas special. So I'll be doing that. And remember, just subscribe somehow.